Did you smell something, Freddy Bear? Did you smell some treats? Okay, so it's been a while since I have done a grocery haul video, or a video at all for that matter. So I thought I would come on with a little thing that I'm trying, which is shopping less to save more. So shopping less frequently at the supermarket to try and save more. Plus, once a month I have a 10% discount code to use at Woolworths because I have my pet insurance with them. I decided to see if this month, or going into next month, into October, we could save a little bit on the groceries, because goodness knows the groceries are getting expensive. There's quite a bit of extras in here to start to build up a prepper pantry for like a 30-day prep pantry. But I'll talk about that more later in the video. If you're not familiar with my channel, or you haven't watched for ages, the apartment that we moved into, it's got the space for a dishwasher, but it doesn't have a dishwasher. The landlord doesn't want to put a dishwasher in. So in this little space here, I've just popped these 3 IKEA organizers. These are the Vesken organizers from IKEA. It usually comes like in 4 tiers, but I've just built it into a 3-tier unit. I've just popped another one in here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1 tier more than it usually comes with. But you can just kind of mix and match, like to make them different sizes. You can make it higher or you can make it shorter. They are super cheap and they're kind of quite modular. So I'll show you. See how it goes. If it works, good. If it doesn't, we'll switch it up and try something else. Did you smell something, Freddy? Did you smell something, Freddy Bear? Did you smell some treats? Come here. Come here, Freddy. And let's try these ones. What's in here, Freddy? Wow! Oh! Oh no! Oh my gosh. Okay, Freddy, wait. I don't know if you're gonna like these. You're a bit fussy. Sit. Say please. Sit. Say please. Good boy. Do you want to try? Thank you. Yoink. Bye-bye. Alright, we're gonna put these ones that fell on the floor into here to get eaten first. It's okay. Oh, they smell yummy. I'm gonna have a snack dinner. Got a big pepperoni tax. Okay. Should I watch Virgin River or should I watch episode 1 of season 3 of Ragnarok? Decisions, decisions. Cheers. So the idea behind starting a prepper pantry is, well, as the name suggests, to be prepared. But being prepared for, well, what exactly? So I guess that depends on, you know, from person to person, place to place, can mean different things to different people. But what I'm using is what I call the 333 model. And what I mean by that is to be prepared in the first instance to cover yourself with a pantry or with enough household supplies to last for a 3-day period. And in this context, of course, for this video, we are talking about food and a preparedness pantry. So 3 days would be like sufficient to cover for like a scenario such as a natural disaster. And I don't mean that this has to be an apocalyptic type disaster, but even like a significant weather event like flooding or regional events where you might not be directly affected to the point like where you have to evacuate, but where there are shelter in place instructions due to cyclones or hurricanes or typhoons or whatever. These natural disaster scenarios often see people last minute panic buying, and well, we've all seen how that turns out over the last few years. So being prepared for at least 3 days keeps you covered in case of like short-term illness. So no one wants to think about shopping for groceries to feed the family if you're laid up in bed with the flu or gastro or whatever. The next stage of a prepper pantry in the 333 is to be prepared and have household supplies to last for 30 days. I guess this is for something like COVID lockdown, for example, but I honestly would see being prepared for 30 days to be something to work towards to cover you in case of a range of scenarios. These don't have to be like grid down doomsday reasons, but what if, say, like as the sole provider in my household, what if I had an accident or an illness that prevented me from working? Just having that stocked pantry means that's one less thing to worry about, and if there's a good few weeks worth of household supplies, it just takes a load off my mind. And yes, you can order groceries online for home delivery, but if for any reason you couldn't, I think it's better to be safe than sorry and be sorted for at least, like I said, a good few weeks. But the main reason that I'm doing this is for security in case of future financial uncertainty. Whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else, you never know. Your next paycheck is just never guaranteed. So for me, it's more for peace of mind. And as well as having savings for uncertain times, there's no harm in building up non-financial buffers like a prepper pantry to prepare for possibilities just like these. The 3 in the 333, so 3 days, 30 days, 3 is 3 months, and the idea is to have enough household supplies to get you through a 3-month period. Well, this is something that I don't even know if I would have the room to accommodate 3 months worth of like food supplies. I guess it doesn't hurt to have some things stocked up. And I mean, you don't have to go crazy all out and become a complete and total hoarding person, but you could, you know, just be mindful and be a little bit prepared with a backstock to see you through the unexpected. There's no harm in being prepared. Hello, little cutie bear. Hello, little kitty waggly tail. Kitty, come here. Do you want to have a little snack? Do you want a treat? Okay, so leftovers. stuff goes down to the ground. This is all of the like things that I take on camping trips, camping food and drinks, and then just some extras. Bottles of alcohol on the bottom, cling wrap, baking paper, and again I use these just for camping. I don't use these on a regular basis at all. Some wipes and some cleaning cloths. In the last one in the front, I ended up just using it to place the school lunch boxes, which I'm always struggling to find a spot for, and they're usually just lying around on the counter, so it's actually nice to have a spot where they just perfectly fit. Here we've got Freddie's snacks and Freddie's biscuits, and this is just a protein powder. So you can fit them in the cupboard, but kind of it's a bit of a squish, and in the bottom one it's just kind of empty at the moment. It's just got a spare wipes container. So that's how I've ended up using this space here. It's kind of also nice just to have like a little bit of spare space if you want to quickly clear like the counters, if you've got random things on it, just to have a space to pop it right there. Okay, here in between the fridge and the pantry, we have got a kind of hacked Veskin unit. It's got the extra tier. And then starting from the bottom, we've just got some extra paper towels. That's where all of the cordial is, so peach iced tea, all that kind of stuff. Vitamins and supplements, smoothie additives, and then my favorite shelf right here. All my lovely Collagen Co. supplies. Love those. So from the top, we've got like a backstock container with all like bulky items and backstock things. Like if they don't fit in the main part of the pantry, I just throw them up in there. Then we've got some baking supplies that are used on an infrequent basis, some nuts and dried fruit, and then this is like all pasta, rice, noodles, breadcrumbs, that kind of stuff. In the front here we've got open things. The kids in my family are notorious for opening things without finishing them off, so I'm going to put a note actually in the main pantry to say finish what's open first, because we've got a couple of different kinds, 1, 2, 3, I think there's 4 different kinds of like sweet biscuits. There's a couple of different kinds of crackers, and I had to throw away some that were in an open packet that weren't put in a container, so definitely need to be mindful of that. But hopefully now that they're really easily accessible and you can see exactly what's there, it will mean that less gets wasted. So behind that we've just got breakfast cereals, and then there's like just empty space in the bottom, but I don't think we really need to put anything. And then there's just some extra cereals in the back. Lazy Susan with all breakfast spreads, and then behind that is just baking supplies like icing sugar, brown sugar, things that aren't getting used on a regular basis. I just use that for breakfast. Oh, and the Pride and Joy. So these are just little lunchbox containers that I make up with little fruits and nuts and things like that. So they're just there for the moment. But this is just my absolute pride and joy. I love it when the pantry is fully stocked, neat and looking immaculate. I know it won't last like that for very long, but having a back stock of extra supplies means it can be kept stocked up, and it holds enough stuff that this would keep us going, honestly, for quite a while. So it's kind of a prepper pantry, but it's in the regular pantry, so I don't have to find extra space to hold like a whole bunch of stuff. It's just keeping it super stocked and just really utilizing all the space in those deep shelves with the pull-out containers, which are my absolute favorite and that I've used for years and years and years in all different pantries, in all different kitchens. They are amazing. They're really sturdy too. I've never broken one. There is one that's broken, but it came in a click and collect. Not a click and collect, it came in a delivery, a home delivery from Kmart like that, but it was during a lockdown years ago, so I never got around to returning it, but other than that, lasted amazingly. So, highly recommend, very sturdy, and they're also actually stackable, so you can stack them if you've got narrow spaces and you need to stack them up. I've done that before in cupboards where I've got narrow pantries and narrow cupboards. You can stack up multiples, so super handy. This cupboard's kind of awkward to see into, but it's got a Lazy Susan that's got all of the spices and sort of condiment type things, which is really, I mean, it's convenient, it's handy, it does the job. They're not labeled, but I just know what they all are, so I don't really find a need to label them. Plus it would be a tedious job to make tiny labels for those. So that's that. Oh, and if you don't like looking at things like in an open space, you can always hide it with a tension rod from Daiso, and just this old table runner.
Ready, sit, 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 sit. Say please. Okay, yes. Good boy.